Anytime you sincerely want to make a change, the first thing you must do is raise your standards and believe you can meet them. Tony Robbins. What's up, Internet? My name is TridentLion, and welcome to this book animation summary. Awaken the Giant Within was originally published back in 1991, before I was even born. However, I find the content to be extremely relevant and valuable even to this day. This book is a powerful gem of wisdom which calls for massive action. I have read this book at least 3 times now. The way to make Awaken the Giant Within more valuable for you, to make the book have a greater impact in your life and create a real lasting change, I recommend reading the book with a notebook in hand. Take action upon the exercises provided in this book. That is the key to gaining the most value possible out of this book. We must change our belief system and develop a sense of certainty that we can and will meet the new standards before we actually do. Tony Robbins. Before we jump into the summary, consider subscribing to the channel. Now on to the book summary. If you feel like you can and want to provide more value in this life, to be able to accomplish far more than you've been doing, then this book is for you. We hear it often, how your mind can be your worst enemy. All that you are is a result of your beliefs as well as your actions. If you are seeking to have some level of change in your life, recognize that it doesn't need to be complicated, and it doesn't need to be a long process. Change happens instantaneously. It happens in a moment of time. Tony Robbins says it's in our moments of decision that ultimately shape our destiny. You have within you a great power, a force that you can harness to achieve whatever it is you're striving to achieve. This great power is concentration of focus. By intensely focusing all of your resources in on one goal, one task, you can use that focus as a kind of laser which can break through any challenges. So what do? You want positive change but feel anchored down. Let's say you have your empowering and your limiting beliefs written out in front of you. Obviously, you're going to prefer the empowering beliefs, but maybe you still feel lack of motivation or a lack of drive. Step 1, raise your standards. If you don't draw a line and stick to your high standards, then it can become easy for you to fall into unfavorable and unproductive habits, which take you away from your true potential. Step 2, change your limiting beliefs. Shift those beliefs into one or many of the empowering beliefs that you've listed. And step 3, change your strategy. If something is not working, then you must adapt, learn, and evolve. Consider what your daily habits are. Realize that your daily habits are in place because of your beliefs. Make a point to apply the pain-pleasure principle to each action and habit that you have on a daily basis. Learn to associate great pleasure when taking action that are backed by your empowered beliefs, and learn to associate pain with procrastination and unproductive habits. Learn to link the limiting beliefs as pain. Then replace the limiting beliefs with new beliefs which will actually help you achieve your goals. If you want to direct your life, you must take control of your consistent actions. It's not what you do once in a while that shapes your life, but it's what you do consistently. It is in the moments of your decisions that will ultimately shape your destiny. Your life changes the moment you make a committed decision. Make a true decision. But what does it mean to make a true decision? Making a true decision means committing to achieving a result, and then removing yourself from any other possibility. Realize that decision making, like any skill you focus on improving, gets better the more you do it. The more decisions you make, the more you'll come to realize that you truly are in control of your life. If you want to create long-term and consistent changes in your behaviors, you must change the beliefs that are holding you back. So what decisions in your life ultimately control your destiny? 1. Your decisions about what to focus on. 2. Your decisions about what things mean to you. And 3. Your decisions about what to do to create the results you desire. If you are not the captain of your own life, then who is? If you are not embracing your inner willpower to consciously make decisions to improve your life, then you will make decisions based on the opinions and perspectives of others. Harness the power of a decision maker. Here are 6 points to help you harness the power of decision making. 1. Remember the true power of making decisions. 2. Realize that the hardest step in achieving anything is making a true commitment, a true decision. 3. Make decisions often. 4. Learn from your decisions. 5. Stay committed to your decisions, but stay flexible in your approach. 6. Enjoy making decisions. So let's say you have an idea of what you want to change in your life. What actions and beliefs you want to change, but you feel a pull to continue to subject yourself to limiting beliefs and actions. Now, this is probably due to the fact that breaking a bad habit requires establishing a new habit. Now, let's continue to talk about the pain-pleasure principle. What you link pain to and what you link pleasure to shapes your destiny. Everything in your life, all the actions you take, are a result of either trying to avoid pain or gain pleasure. The problem is that most of us base our decisions about what to do based on what's going to create pain or pleasure in the short term, instead of the long term. We're not driven by reality, but by our perceptions of reality. Now, I wanted to touch upon for you guys 5 steps for positive change. And oh yeah, to get the most value out of these 5 steps, pause the video until you have a pen and paper or some other means to write. Step 1, write down 4 things that you've been putting off. Step 2, under each thing, write down, why haven't I taken action on this? In the past, what pain have I linked to taking action on this? Step 3, write down all the pleasure you've experienced in the past by indulging in this negative pattern. Why does it feel good to put things off? Step 4, what will it cost you if you don't change now? Be honest with yourself. What will it cost over the next month, over the next year or decade if you don't change this pattern? And step 5, write down all the pleasure you'll receive by taking action on these right now. You can more effectively allocate your actions by associating the actions that are good for you as pleasure, as well as the actions that are bad for you as pain. For example, if you want to exercise but you're a procrastinator because you associate some level of pain with working out. Instead, focus on associating exercising as pleasurable. If you have ever worked out, I'm sure you can answer this. How does your mind and body feel after an amazing, intense workout? Pretty incredible, right? So instead of focusing on the pain of the exercise itself, focus on the outcome. Focus on how you feel once the exercise is complete. Now, what is procrastination? Okay. And what does Tony Robbins say about procrastination in his book? It's when you know you should do something, but you still don't do it. Why not? The answer is simple. At some level, you believe that taking action in this moment would be more painful than just putting it off. In the book, Tony Robbins uses a phenomenal example, which is getting your taxes done. Most people associate pain with doing taxes, so they procrastinate for too long. And then if they're filing a W-2 somewhere around mid-April, if it hasn't been done, the pain of continuing to procrastinate will become greater than just getting the taxes done. remember to associate bad behaviors with pain and good behaviors with pleasure. Think in terms of how can your actions benefit you in the long term rather than just the short term. Now let's talk about the power of words. Use your words selectively. Words have the power to shape your perspective. Use vocabulary to amplify the good feelings with good behaviors and play down bad behaviors and emotions with less intense vocabulary. Basically, don't give more energy and attention to bad behaviors and emotions. The more attention you give it, the more power it gets. If you can make yourself laugh when you spill coffee on yourself, then you're in for a life full of happiness. Throughout our day and life, it seems inevitable that we'll drift from being in a beautiful state into a suffering state. Suffering comes in many forms: anger, discomfort, fear, feeling overwhelmed, frustration, etc. It's not only the questions you ask, but the questions you fail to ask that shape your destiny. Tony Robbins. Questions can be the solution. By asking better questions, you get better results. For example, let's say you got fired from your job. What question is more empowering and valuable? Question 1, why do I have such bad luck? Or question 2, what lessons have I learned by getting fired, and how will this benefit me in the future? See the difference? The first question is pathetic and it has a victim mentality, while the other one is empowering. As a side note, I remember listening to a Tony Robbins podcast episode with famous rap artist Pitbull. And on that podcast episode, Pitbull said one quote that he lives by: "There is no losing, only learning." That right there is a beautiful belief. Adapt that belief into your belief system. This book is absolutely phenomenal. If you are looking to take this material to the next level, definitely pick up a copy for yourself. You can find a link for it in the description below. And before I conclude this summary, I did want to touch upon 2 other points that are made in the book. The first is on creating a compelling future for yourself through 4 types of goals, and the second is on reinventing yourself. Most people's goals are to pay their lousy bills, to get by, to survive, to make it through the day. In short, they are caught up in the trap of making a living rather than designing a life. Tony Robbins. So what are these 4 types of goals? The first type of goal is personal development goals. The second, career, business, financial goals. The third, adventure, toys, and fun goals. And the 4th type of goal is contribution goals. And again, I can't make this point emphasized enough. Don't just watch the video and do nothing else. Literally write down your goals for each of these categories and then take action. Brainstorm and write down everything you want out of life with regards to each of these goal types. Goals with a timeline and a deadline. Take your time with each of these categories and write down as much detail as you want. By establishing new beliefs and actions, it will lead to you becoming a greater version of yourself. You will be obligated to evolve and reinvent yourself. Make reinventing yourself a conscious thing. Steer yourself in the right direction. Here are 4 steps from the book to help you reinvent yourself. Number 1, make a list of all the elements you want your identity to have. Number 2, if you truly like to expand your identity and your life, then right now, consciously decide who you want to be. Number 3, develop a plan of action that would cause you to know that you are truly living consistently with your new identity. And the 4th step towards reinventing yourself is to commit to your new identity. So by taking massive positive action towards bettering your life, you will become a different person, a greater version of yourself, a version of you that does not associate with the illusions of limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are a lie, and they keep you from your unlimited potential. By following the principles in this book and sticking to your positive life choices, you will naturally evolve. Evolve gradually over time, becoming a greater and greater version of you. Imagine, without limitations, what the best possible version of you would be like. There is no limit to your potential and no limit in your ability to grow. Make the conscious choice to shed yourself of your limiting beliefs and allow your greatness, your inner giant, to be awakened.
Step on the land, I've got your hand, and now we're way down faith.
Thank you so much for checking out this book animation summary on Tony Robbins' book, Awaken the Giant Within. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button. Comment below what your thoughts are on Tony Robbins. Also comment if you've ever been able to attend one of his live seminars. Going to see Tony Robbins live is something that I highly desire to do. If you're looking to contact me personally outside of YouTube, the platform that I'm most active on is Instagram. So you can follow me on Instagram at TridentLion. Thanks again for checking out this book summary. And until the next video, remember, always be learning, always be creating, and always be inspired.